Alright, so I believe that we're now ready to take care of our show color dialog, which means now we're going to inflate this dialog XML here into an actual object that we can actually show to our users. To do that, we're going to do the same thing that we've been doing, which is, you probably have guessed, okay, go to the top here, I'm going to say void, and this is going to be show color dialog, if I can spell correctly. And so what we're going to do here, I'm going to use still the current instance variable that we created, because we're going to just use this, okay? I'm going to instantiate it as a new alert dialog as such, builder, pass this as context, and then I'm going to say view again, call this view is equal to get layout inflator. So inflate, I'm going to say r.layout again dot width. In fact, this is color dialog, and then we're going to pass null for our root because we don't need that. Okay, so let's go ahead and get all of our seek bars. So what we're going to do here is we're going to say seek bar, and the first one is going to be alpha seek bar as such. Let's say it's going to be equal to view dot find view by ID as such, r.id dot alpha seek bar. I'm going to keep doing this until we have all of our seek bars. So seek bar again, we're going to get the red seek bar, r.id that red seek bar, green seek bar, view dot find view by ID, r.id that green seek bar. Just setting things up. So RGB, so red, green, blue. So this one going to be blue seek bar, view dot find view by ID, r.id that blue seek bar. There we go. So now we have all of our seek bars instantiated and created, which is wonderful, which means now we're going to go ahead and register all of these seek bars. That way we know what to do. I'm going to say register seek bar event listeners. So how do we do that? Well, we're going to start with alpha seek bar. We're going to set on seek bar change listener, and we're going to pass the color seek bar changed, which we'll create. I'm going to copy this a few times. Oops, that wasn't what I intended. Let's copy again. Okay, copy and V. There we go. 4 of them. Of course, I'm going to change this to red seek bar, green seek bar, and blue seek bar. So all of them are going to have, of course, the same click listener, the same changed listener here, which we'll create in a second. I'm going to go here. I'm going to say create. In fact, let's go to the bottom. I'm going to say private seek bar dot on change listener. Oh, that's not what I want. I want on seek change listener. I'm going to call this colors change. Copy this. So we're doing the same thing we did earlier. And then I'm going to say new seek bar on seek bar change listener. Okay. All right. All of these. Let's go and finalize our statement. So the only method that we're going to be using is the on progress change, because that's where we're going to be fetching what we need in order for us to actually get all the colors. So here I'm going to put, what did we name earlier? Progress and from user. I'm going to say progress, and instead of B, let's say from user. There we go. Just more declarative variable or parameter naming here. All right, so once inside of our own seek change listener, what are we going to do? This is where the magic begins. Call our Picasso view. I'm going to set the background color. I want to make it to color. And I'm going to say the ARGB. What this means is I'm going to set it to ARGB. A stands for alpha, R red, green, and blue. Okay, those are the channels that we need. I'm going to say enter, so I'm going to go ahead and pass in a few parameters. The first one is going to be, so the first parameter we're going to pass is going to be an integer, which is going to be for our alpha parameter. So how do we get that? How do we get that number? Well, remember we're inside of our onSeek project here. Remember we're inside of our onProgress change, which means we have our progress integer, which will have those numbers. Say alpha seek bar. Let's make, because we can't see it from there. So to facilitate our code here, let's move all of these to the top. In fact, just instantiation anyway. I'm going to put it all here. You'll see in a second why, because I'm losing the scope. Let's make this private. As such, and then right here we are going just to get like this. This would be probably the best way to get this to work. And while we're here, let's go ahead and also get the view. So I'm going to go ahead and say, well, at the top here, let's create at the top again to be consistent. I'm going to private. It's going to be view type. Let's call this color view. I'm going to say color view is equal to view dot find view by ID, r.id, color view. Okay, it's much easier for us to then fetch it inside here. All right, so now I'm going to say seek bar. Now I'm going to say alpha seek bar dot get progress as such. Next one is going to be red seek bar dot get progress, and then we have green seek bar dot get progress, and last but not least we have blue dot get progress. Okay, so now we're passing to set our Picasso view the set background method. If you go back to our Picasso, let's find set background. So I might find set background. Let's go back to our color dialog. There's a few things we need to do in order for us to actually wire everything up. Now that we have our all of our seek bars registered, what we need to do, I'm going to create an int color here. Call it color. I'm going to say Picasso view dot get drawing color, so we get the current drawing color, and I'm going to say alpha seek bar dot set progress, and I'm going to pass the color dot alpha and pass the int, which is the color that we just got from our get drawing color. So whatever the user has selected as the color they want to use. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing for red seek bar dot set progress, pass in color, say red. Of course, we're going to pass the color integer. Let's say red green seek bar set progress, pass color dot green, and pass the color. Okay, Last but not least, blue seek bar that set progress and say color dot blue and pass the color int. Okay, so once we have that done, let's go ahead and fetch the button, because remember we have this button here, which when we click we want something to happen, which is to set the color to what we want. Okay, so let's go ahead here. We're going to say button, going to set it up. Set color button is equal to view.find view by r.id.set color button. There we go. And I'm going to go ahead and say set color button that's set on click listener. And I'm just going to, inside here, I am going to set, I'm going to say Picasso set drawing color. I'm going to say color that ARGB. You notice ARGB will take, of course, alpha, red, green, and blue, which we already have that information from our seek bars here. Okay, so what I'm going to pass 4 items. So the first one is going to be alpha that get progress. Then it's going to be red seek bar dot get progress, and then green seek bar dot get progress, and last but not least it's going to be blue seek bar dot get progress. So I'm setting the drawing with the drawing color to what they have selected as they go through all of these 4 colors, or 4 channels I would say. So the alpha, red, green, and blue. Okay, that's what I'm doing here. Very simple. And also once that is done, what I need to do, I'm going to say current dialog that's set view and pass the view, right? This view that contains buttons, the seek bars, and everything else. And what I'm going to do also, I'm going to go ahead and say current dialog dot create dot show. And if I wanted to, I can go ahead and say current dialog dot set title to say choose color, like that. Okay. Now this show here is going to be called, tap on the color ID. Okay. Save this and let's give it a run. You should see magic if all goes well. Alright, let's go ahead and tap on color and voila. Look at this. Let's start moving stuff back. And of course nothing is happening, but if we set the color, something should happen, and it's not. See, it's working there. But the thing that we need to do here is inside of our, let's create another alert dialog here at the top so we can actually dismiss it. Let's say private alert dialog. I'm going to call this color dialog. All right, so at the bottom, I'm going to say alert, it's going to be color dialog that it is equal to that. Color dialog is equal to that. Get rid of this. And then I'm going to say color dialog dot show. I want to make sure that outside here we're going to say color dialog dot dismiss once it's clicked. Save and give it a run. Let's try. There we go. Very nice. There's something not working here, which you have this view here which should show the color that we are actually getting, but for now not working, but we'll fix that in a second. Let's just move these around to see what colors we're gonna get. Say set, go away, and look at that. Oh, wonderful. If it changed again to something else. Oh, folks, look at this. Look at that. So we are actually dynamically creating all these color combinations. So if I want alpha to be very opaque, right? So there we go. It's very visible. Or if I change this alpha to a very little number, it's going to be hard to see, right? So it's very transparent. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Okay, that's really cool, guys, and it didn't take a lot of work. I mean, we didn't have to create new libraries or anything. All we had to do is to use all the APIs, all the libraries that come with Android, and we're able to create a color chooser per se here that we can actually combine all those different colors so that we can have it use these colors to draw onto the screen. Now, the thing that you notice that it's not showing is the view here. We want to make sure that the view also shows. How do we then get the view to show the color? That's the whole idea, right? So what we're going to do here, let's go back down here. We have to go back to our OnSeek bar change listener for our color seek bar change. Notice we set the background color, right, to get the ARGB, so alpha, red, green, and blue of whatever we're getting from our seek bar. But next thing we need to do here is we need to display the current color, right? So we can say display the current color. And what we're going to do, simply, we're going to go ahead and say color dot set background color. We want this to be a color. We're going to say pass again color .argb and do the same thing we did at the top here. So you will notice it's all the same. Let's copy all of this and paste in inside there. Very nice. So now as we move left and right on our seek bars, we should also see that color view background image, which actually the view, I should say, this view here is going to change as well. Okay, let's give it a run. If all goes well, we should see the beauty. Click here. Oh, look at that. So that was as you change, it's also changing the green channel. Can change this one to something else. Oh, look at that. That's totally white. And we can change. Look at this, guys. Look at this. Okay, if you're not excited about this, then I just don't know what else, because this is the coolest thing you will ever. I've been doing this for a long time, but every time I show you guys, every time I do this, it is just amazing to me. Just the possibilities of things you can do. I mean, I hope as we go through this coding, as we go through creating all these apps, I hope you are getting massive ideas of things you can do, right? Because now you have a lot of doors that are being opened in terms of technical skills that you can do all sort of things. But look at this now. Okay, so we can set that color. We can use that one. If we want to change that to something else, perhaps red. We want just a red color, so we can go ahead and make all of this like that. And we have to make sure that alpha is all the way. And then we have that red. We can have it red. Look at this. If I just want green, of course, everything is going to be 0 except the alpha. Okay, like this. Then you have green. And if you want to make it really opaque or transparent, in which case you won't see much, but look at this. Do you see the power here? Do you see the power of things you can do? Look at that. Right, we can go ahead and clear if you want it. Clear, it's gone. Let's go back here. Maybe change this to a better, different color, lime. Let's say we want to create a little hut here. Look at this. Right? Look at that. Isn't that amazing? And then we have all of this. And we can have trees. If and change colors. Look how excited I'm getting for doing this, just like a child. All right, let's say I want a darker color as such. I can perhaps put something like this, right? And maybe put some sort of sun there. Okay, look at that. Oh, I don't know what else to say, guys. This is just too overwhelming for me, and I'm very excited. And I hope you're as excited as I am. And the possibilities of things that you can do, that is the part that really gets me, because it's like, what else can you do? What else can you do? Oh, wonderful. Well, that's it for this video, and in the next video we are going to learn how to actually save this image. Okay, I'll see you in the next video.